What's good, everybody? 2022 was an amazing year for gamers, and in my personal opinion, I think 2023 is going to be even better. I compiled a list of 12 games I am super excited to play next year. If there's a game that you think I missed that should have been on this list, let me know down below. And with that, let's jump right into it. Starting off with Dead Island 2. After first being announced back in 2014, Deep Silver finally showed off gameplay from the follow-up to Dead Island at Gamescom 2022, as well as announcing its long-awaited release date. In Dead Island 2, players will be playing in a zombie-infested Los Angeles with more brutal weapons to craft and zombies to chop up. After almost a decade of development, the release of this game feels long overdue. Dead Island 2 is a first-person action RPG with a unique formula of horror, dark humor, and over-the-top zombie slaying. We can check this one out when it releases February 3rd, 2023 for the PlayStations, the Xboxes, and the PC. Moving on to Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Fallen Order is considered by many to be one of the best Star Wars games ever made, so a sequel is bound to happen. Jedi Survivor continues on the story of Cal Kestis and the crew, the Mantis, as they fight for survival against the Empire. Set 5 years after they decided not to rebuild the Jedi Order, Survivor promises to take Cal and his friends into a much darker territory, interacting with some of the shadier characters in the galaxy. Jedi Survivor is still a single-player adventure, focusing more on the lightsaber combat. We can check this out according to some leaks online as early as March 2023 for the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and the PC. And moving on to the highly anticipated Starfield. Few games have received the sheer hype that Starfield has. Bethesda's sci-fi epic has been in development for at least 6 years and promises to take the studio's unique brand of RPGs into the stars. In the experience that the director, Todd Howard, describes as a Skyrim in space. They're saying that Starfield will have around 1,000 planets to explore, chock full of enemies to kill, loot to find, and wildlife to discover. It's easily Bethesda's most ambitious project to date. The game has shown an in-depth character creation, skills tree, and a crafting system as well as building system to establish outposts as you explore these alien worlds. Let's see if this game can live up to expectations or have to be a rebuild project like No Man's Sky was a few years back. We can check out Starfield when it releases early in 2023 for the PC, Xbox Series X and S. Moving on to The Day Before. The Day Before is an open-world MMO survival set in a deadly post-pandemic America overran by flesh-hungry infected and survivors killing each other for food, weapons, and cars. Survive at all costs, the game says. Search abandoned vehicles, houses, and skyscrapers as you scavenge for resources. Enter places no one else dares. Trust the infected and other players with realistic weapons, becoming a legend of the new world. Discover the vast, post-pandemic world. Explore beautiful yet dangerous places with stunningly detailed vehicles. Find a colony of survivors. Take part in the restoration of the former society before it's too late. In the survivor colony, you can sell your loot and communicate safely with other players around the world. We can check this game out when it releases on March 1st, 2023, for the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and the PC. Up next, Suicide Squad: Kill the Justice League. For the 5th entry in the critically acclaimed Batman Arkham series, Rocksteady are shifting the focus away from the Caped Crusader and onto his Rogues Gallery. This time around, players step into the shoes of Harley Quinn, Deadshot, Captain Boomerang, and King Shark, and can switch between them at will. Suicide Squad is a genre-defying action-adventure third-person shooter, featuring an original narrative set within the expansive open-world city of Metropolis. Suicide Squad's Kill the Justice League put the 4 DC supervillains on a collision course with an invading alien force and the DC superheroes who are now laser-focused on destroying the city they once vowed to protect. All the while, the Suicide Squad must be mindful of the lethal explosives implanted in their heads that could go off at the first sign of defiance. Each squad member has their own unique moveset with enhanced traversal abilities to freely explore the dynamic open world of Metropolis, along with a variety of weapons to customize and skills to master. Take down the Justice League by yourself in single player or team up with friends in a multiplayer co-op. Don't be a hero. You can check this out when it releases in 2023 for the PC, Xbox Series X and S, and the PlayStation 5. And up next, Wulong Fallen Dynasty, a Souls-like game taking place in the Dynasty Warriors world, coming to you from Team Ninja, the creators of Nioh and Nioh 2. Renowned for the ruthless strikes and graceful shifts between offense and defense, players blitz enemies with a range of swordplay from a Chinese martial arts. Overwhelm opponents with a flurry of force in a series of intense and bloody battles while learning the precision and skills necessary to become a true master of the sword. You can check this game out when it releases March 3rd, 2023. The PC, the PlayStations, and the Xboxes. And now moving on to Hogwarts Legacy. Potterheads have been desperate for an open world game set in the Harry Potter world for many years. Hogwarts Legacy looks to be delivering on that exact fantasy. Players will be able to choose their house, learn spells, and even collect fantastic beasts, all while unraveling the mystery at the heart of the story. Hogwarts will not be an MMO like everyone was hoping for, but it will be an immersive single-player open-world action RPG. Now you can take control of the action and be at the center of your own adventure. We can check this game out when it releases February 10th, 2023, for the PlayStations, the Xboxes, and the PC. And now bringing us to Forespoken, the debut game from Luminous Productions, a team featuring a bunch of devs from Final Fantasy XV. It is a gorgeous looking action RPG that focuses on fast and fluid traversal across a sprawling map. This game will hopefully hold you off until the release of Final Fantasy XVI. In Forespoken, you play as Faye, a regular woman from New York City who suddenly gets transported to a strange land of Athea. Why is she here? And why is her cuff talking to her? It isn't long until we will find out. And I'll check this out when it releases on January 24th, 2023 for the PlayStation 5 and the PC. And the next game is Street Fighter 6, next installment of the beloved Street Fighter series with new ways to play spanning across 3 different game modes. World Tour, where you can create your own character and forge your own path, whether you're looking for strength or for fun. They invite you to take your first step here and find your own way. As you travel the world, you come across plenty of fighters to fight. Then you meet legendary fighters, which are the main characters in this game. Once you take them on, they will teach you different skills to traverse the world much easier. And then you go to the fighting ground, traditional way of playing Street Fighter, fighting in a one-on-one fight. And lastly, the Battle Hub. The Battle Hub is where players can gather and communicate. It represents a core mode of the Street Fighter 6. Use your avatar that you created in the World Tour and meet up with others. You can also access fighting ground online features in the Battle Hub. There are a host of features on the Battle Hub floor. Check out the Battle Hub and Extreme Battles cabinets to play against other players, or head over to the Game Center to enjoy Capcom's classic arcade game. You can also customize your avatar at the Hub Good Shop or enter tournaments via the event counter. You can check this out when it releases sometime in 2023 for the PlayStations, the Xboxes, and the PC. Moving on to Diablo IV. It's hard to believe there hasn't been a Diablo game since 2008. Diablo Immortals does not count. I don't care what you say. Diablo IV will launch with nearly 150 dungeons, and you will choose between 5 different characters: Barbarian, the Druid, Rogue, Necromancer, or the Sorcerer to hack, slash, and loot with, as well as a revamped endgame thanks to the Paragon system. There's also more character customization than the series has seen to date, so you can tailor your warrior how you see fit. According to the testers, they have taken the combat system from Diablo 3, made it much more polished and refined, making it a more fluid and enjoyable experience. You can check this game out when it releases sometime in 2023, the PlayStations, the Xboxes, and the PC. And up next, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2. With the original one being one of the most critically acclaimed games of all time, Breath of the Wild 2 might be the most hyped game of 2023. Little is currently known about the sequel right now, but we'd expect another gorgeous version of Hyrule to explore in, and some more physics-based puzzles to solve. It may have been pushed back from 2022, but Breath of the Wild 2 will still dominate the year. We can check this game out when it releases for the Nintendo Switch sometime in 2023. And lastly, Final Fantasy XVI, one of my favorite series of all time. Square Enix are going back to their franchise roots this time around, abandoning the fully open world formula. However, it will still retain the flashy, real-time combat that has become the norm in recent years. Final Fantasy XVI is an action role-playing game set in a fantasy world of Belethia, where the people live in peace and prosperity thanks to the mountains of crystals called the Mother Crystals. The world is controlled by 6 different factions. A central part of the plot are the Ikians, summoned monsters controlled by or manifesting through humans called dominants. I'm super excited to check this game out when it releases sometime in the summer of 2023 for the PlayStation 5. And there you have it. There's 12 games I think you should be checking out in 2023. If you like any of this content and you'd like to see more of it, please like and subscribe. It's free. I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.